Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name's Rebecca of Artistrebeccals, and this is the channel where we have fun with art. And today is a completed sketchbook. Yes, it's a sketchbook too, and it's a Crayola marker one. Let's go. Okay everybody, so this is the Hahnemühle Bamboo sketchbook. It's my third one, and I challenged myself to only use as the main art supply Crayola markers, and you'll have seen that I have been sharing my work on Instagram, and the links to that are in the description below. The main one is Crayola. I was allowed to use like maybe a ballpoint pen or my TWSBI Eco for permanent ink for outlining, and a Neo Color one in indigo or Prussian blue or something. I actually didn't use it. I only used a ballpoint pen or a TWSBI Eco, and mainly it was the Crayola markers with my water brush. So I did a quick design here, just so I know what the book is about. And then I did some writing on the front cover here. And it was completed on July 28th, and I started it on June 26th. So I'm just 2 days over it being a month to fill. So I did this front page. And this is the third sketchbook that I've got completed of the Hahnemühle Bamboo. So this is starting off. I had about 22 days of prompts that ChatGPT created for me, but there were spelling errors, and I thought it was funny to still go ahead with it. I managed 22 days of those prompts. I don't like prompts, but I pushed through it. And it started repeating itself after day 22. So I quit doing that, and I did my own thing from then on. But these are prompts at the moment. So there's just like draw what was on your desk, I think. I don't think I wrote what the prompts were until further on. But this was like an undersea, obviously, to do. And then books on a shelf, this was the prompt for that. I feel I'm more restricted when I am having to follow prompts. And I filled the background with text because the prompt was shapes and text. So the house, obviously it's shapes, and then I wrote in the background. And again, I then thought about doing it for a house and shapes. You could actually draw shapes using words. So I was moving on with that concept. Then this is inspired by one of our dogs. And I also, apart from ballpoint pen, was allowed to use one bottle of my Americana ArtDeco matte acrylic paint. And so sometimes it was the not banana cream, it was a lighter colour that I was using if I wanted to. So I used that in combination with the Crayola for the fur. And that text is draw from life, the prompt even. Then it was an overhead view, so I did ice cream shop. And then this was tiny creatures. Again, I wasn't really sure what to do with that. And this was then, I did balloons, and then kangaroo, one with a baby, and I did double page. And then this was the kitchen scene. I thought this came out quite nice. Shapes and text again, it was repeating itself already. So I did a house and a tree with it all. And then I've done another dog. And then this was called Tool Creatures. So I did some long-looking lions. And then this was Trees in a Distance. So I did a load of them. And this was interesting because it was, I can't remember what the prompt, but it was obviously about robots. And further on, I think one of the last prompts is a robotic kitchen. So I was inspired by this, that you'll see later. But these are both different robots. I thought this one came out more fun, with the screws flying everywhere. This was the first spelling error of ChatGTP, coming up with a word called junkster or something. And so I thought, I wonder what that would sum up. It was reminding me, I think, of a Baxon. Again, these words from Winnie the Pooh movie. And then there was a golden retriever. So junkster, golden retriever. So I had a juggling junkster with a key and the dog holding one of the juggling balls. Then this one is interior space. So I did kitchen again with cake. An expansion of the kitchen. Now I did like this, it's my favourite. It's prompt 18, develop highlights, lion with light mane, is what the prompt actually said. And I think I achieved this quite nicely. And then this is draw small creatures, another spelling error called winter to dwonk creatures. So new creatures to create there. And then I did the boat scene. It said prompt 20, draw outdoor scenes at hour. Another spelling error. So I just did a boat scene. This again, new things. It said prompt 21, shapes and text, musical instrument, a bayonet and a ghost. So a bayonet doesn't exist. And so I have created a new musical instrument, which is a combination of the drum with a blowing instrument that he's blowing into up there. And then he's got this weird bendy one there. This is the kitchen robot. It was for the last prompt from ChatGTP. And I turned it into a kind of kitchen thing. So there's a kettle on the head and it's got the mixing bowl and a built-in whisk and all of that. So then from then on, I loosened up and did my own thing, which is much better. And I started off doing, obviously, the mug and the saucepan. I did some patterns. And I like this, it was blending. You can blend the Crayolas really nicely. A nice gentle effect there. And then the Scaffoldas. I always have to put them in. This was inspired by Omar Wynn. She shared on Instagram some beach scenes. And so I quickly grabbed my pen and sketched really quickly. But I didn't do anything more with it. And then more Scaffoldas in different colours. Then I used the TWSBI Eco, you can see here, to outline. Use it, and it was still Crayolas. Obviously, it's not all Crayolas, but you'll notice a difference with outline and no outline. Outline, no outline. I was trying not to outline, even though it's my forte to outline everything. And I'm practicing cars too. References I was getting from Pixabay or Map Crunch. This was completely random, out of my head. Then I drew around my hand and coloured it in. This was like a bit of a aerial view, looking down at the ocean with a sailing boat there from the cliffs. This, I created a sticker, and I think I did a YouTube video about it, and it's available at my Redbubble shop. And then I mixed some of the ArtDeco paint underneath all of this, so it makes everything stand out a bit. And I did use that Neo Color 1 for texture. I think that's the only place I did use it. I much prefer water-soluble crayons, really. Then there's this. I like this, how this came out. Then I had to do the Crayola badge, of course. And then just random shapes and doodling. Then this bug, a moth, kept landing on my desk. It's been doing it for most mornings in July. And so I captured it there. This was my favourite one. It was Sandy Hester shared on Instagram some reference images of, I think, Cornwall, or she's moved to the United Kingdom from America. And this was one of the scenes that she shared. Practicing police cars and random things from 80s TV shows. I like this too, the fox carrying wood and vegetables. I think someone shared it on Instagram. Trying to do an elephant. This is fish fingers, baked beans and mashed potato. Then I'm drawing inspired from movies or TV shows. So that was The Professionals. It's a TV series in the United Kingdom from the 1970s. And then this one is inspired by the movie called Night and Day, as in not nighttime, but night as in Knight, with Cameron Diaz. And then back to doing this. And then this is a Cornwall-inspired scene. And then a slice of kiwi, a slice of orange. This is a character from a comedy show called Frasier. And this is Daphne. Then this is from the Night Manager TV series. I tried to capture the actual Night Manager, but his face needs to be longer. I missed it, it's too short here. And then another boat scene. A big fried egg. And then this. This was fun, it's from The Professionals again. I like to do mugs and fruit and things. I like this, the mountain with houses. And the cow. Overall, I feel I am developing. And then this, from a Sierra Leone monkey sanctuary, inspired. They share reference images that I use. That's a sheep. And then I finished with some different coloured trees. And this is the test page I showed you on my channel using pro markers. That was the last page, just for pro markers. And on the back I have included a little envelope where I keep my reference image of our dog that I used in that. And it's all kept closed using this ribbon that I attached underneath that little envelope. And you just wrap it around, tuck it under, and pull and tuck it under again, and you then have your own closure. It will keep it all together. So that is the end of the sketchbook tour, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, share the video and leave a comment. And I'm going to catch you really soon on the next video.